Hi family, and you are all welcome to Chemo Designs. Unlike the normal flies we've been doing, I want us to advance a little into 3D using Cinema and Adobe Photoshop. If you don't have the software, you let me know in the comment section and I'll find possible means to get it for you. And if the interface is new to you, I recommend you learn these three tools and the controls too as well. So let's explore. The first one is to move around your viewport, and the second one, that's the icon which looks like an anchor, is to zoom in and out like that on your viewport. And lastly, the rotation is to take you around your viewport. So if you see me doing this, it means I'm using the move like that. If you see me doing this or zooming in like that, that is the anchor I'm using. And if you see me turning around like this, that is the rotation. Okay, so you can use these three if you are not familiar with the shortcuts. When you come up here, we have the move tool, we have the scaling tool, and we have the rotation tool. So these three tools is what I want you to take note of. So let's come to the move graph and move text. So let me zoom out, and we are to add a text in this text box, the font, the alignment, that's the align, horizontal spacing, and vertical spacing. So we are going to add a text, that's breast cancer. So I'll type in breast and make sure the A is small letter. So breast, and hit on enter, cancer, like that. So you hit on your font. We are going to use Baloo, and we will reduce the vertical spacing to -155. That's fine. And horizontal spacing to, we will reduce it. -7 is also fine. So we will bring the move to the top like this, or we will align it to the middle and we bring it to the top so that it will sit on the x-axis. Now we will change it from the text to editable format so that it will convert to objects and access them individually. So to change that, we can use the C on our keyboard. Just hit on C on the keyboard, or whilst the mode text is selected, that's the entire text, you come to the mesh, conversion, and make editable. So now if we break down, you will see the letters in here like that, so that we can access each of them nicely. That's what we mean by editable format. Okay, so we are going to scale the A so that the size will be equal to the caps. So we'll move into the breast, and we have the A here, and to scale, this is the scale icon. You can hit on T, or we'll click on the scale, then we'll scale it nicely. Let me zoom in, so we'll scale nicely. And now it is close to the S and T, so we'll bring the S and T to the right. So S and T, that's, I'll hold on control and select both, and I'll activate the move and bring it to the right. The next thing we are going to do is to take out the breast and the cancer and cut it. That's Control X. to cut and paste it in here so that it will move out of the mode text. So we will select the mode text and hit on backspace to delete. Real quick, we are going to duplicate the breast to 3 and the cancer to 3. So to duplicate that, I'll hold on Control, click and drag downwards, and make sure the arrow is pointing to the left. That's the duplicate. If it is pointing to the down, it means that you want it to go into the next grouping, that's cancer, and we don't want it like that. So we bring it to the top so that it will move to the left, and I'll release my hand. That's how we duplicate it. So I'll try another one and do same to cancer like that, and we have 3. The reason why we are duplicating it to be 3 3 is that if you check the layers with the render, with the first one, that's the light pink on top of the breast or the cancer, we have light, and at the middle we have white, and at the back we have a big extrude at the back. So that's 3 layers. So if you go in there, we have, let's make one the front, make the other one the middle, make the last one the back. All right, and we have the same here, the front, maybe cancer, the middle, and the back. That's fine. So we can drag the first front and the second front, the first front in the breast and bring it to the front like this. And we can grab the second and the second, that will be the middle. So the back and the back, back and back, take it to the back. So this will be the back. Let me zoom out. This will be the back, this will be the middle, and this will be the front. So let's group it so that it will be easy for us to add the extrude. So the back, while selected, I'll hit on Alt and G to group it, and I'll name it back. And middle, Control, select, Alt G, that will be middle. And the last one, front, hold on Alt and G, and that will be front. That's fine. So the next thing is, we will grab the back like this, go into the back and select everything in here, that's the breast, and add the cancer to it. So I'll hold on Shift and select this, and everything is selected including the naming, and I want to take it out. So if you want to take it out, you hold on Control and take it out. But before that, if you check the elements here, you will see we have breast with the back cancer, that's the naming, and we don't want it. We want it to be out from this list. So you hold on Control and select that, and if you check again, we don't have it in here, which means that we've selected the cancer separately and the breast separately in the groupings. Okay, so we are going to add caps to it, and at the start we have fillet, and we will try a radius of, let's say, 20, and at the end we will use fillet cap. Okay, so you can see the effect going on. That's at the end we've covered it, but in front we don't have anything there. So that is that for the back. And with the middle, we'll go in there too and do same. We'll select everything, we'll check in here, we'll take out the middle cancer, Then at the middle, we will have a fillet cap at the start and steps of 4 and radius of, let's try 3. That's fine. And maybe cap, let's maintain the cap like that, and that will be for the second one. Okay, so we can go back nicely like this. And at the front, we will do same. Hold on shift, you select the first one, hold on shift, and the last one, and everything is selected. Then you deselect the front cancer from the list. You can see here. So hold on control, select that, and that's fine. So at the end, or sorry, at the front, what we are going to do is you have a fillet cap and a radius of 0, and the end will also be cap. That's fine. So we are going to join them and see how the effect is going to be like. So we will bring the back close to the front like this. Let me zoom in. Then we will grab the front like that. So we will have the same effect. I think this is simple. Okay, and it's looking amazing. So that is it. So we have the back, the middle, and the front. We are going to add the awareness to the artwork. So let's grab everything. You can select all and you take the move to the top. Let me zoom out. So to add the awareness, you come in here and you add a cube. Then in this small yellow icon, you take it to the far end, and at the side too, you take it back like that. So we'll bring it up, we select everything, bring this up before we bring the cube up so that it will sit on the X axis. So we will add a fillet to the cube and subdivision of somewhere 100. That's fine, so that it will look sharp. That's fine. So we are going to add the awareness. So I think we are familiar with the text. Come to the move graph, move text. If you select the text in here, come to objects, you will see the text box. So we will add awareness with the same font, Balo, like this, but it's at the back, so you bring it in front. You can use the blue to bring it in front like this, and we are going to center align it to the middle, and also you add some horizontal spacing to arrange them closely, and we will use the scale to reduce the size so that it will fit in the cube. So we will come back to the move. You can also use these 3 icons here. So I'll make sure it goes in a little to the up, and I'll apply the first two presets to this. That's the middle and the front. Okay, so I'm going to make this editable. I'll hit on C on my keyboard, and now I have the awareness. So I'll grab it, Control X, and I'll paste it here so that I can delete the mode text and duplicate the awareness. So we have two. One will be front, so maybe aware front and aware back. Aware back. I think this will be fine. So with the front, we can just pick one. That's the middle. Pick one, and we have the caps to be fillet cap and 4-3 with a cap. So we will do same to the front, or that's the middle. So it will be the back. So that will be fillet cap and steps of 4 and maybe 3 for the radius. The background will be cap. That's fine. That will be the back. And the front, we'll use fillet cap 1 for the steps and maybe 0 for the radius. That's the same for the front one. So when we pick the front, we can bring it forward like this, and they all have the same feature. Just that with the awareness, it doesn't have the back view. Okay, it's only the middle and the front view that we apply. That's all. So let me expand this. I think that's fine. When we get here, we will add a camera to have a view. So we would add a camera like this. The camera will be added, and then it's activated. You can see in here. So I would make sure this small icon is selected and drag it like this, which is serving as the final preview. Okay, so we are using the camera to serve as a final preview. So for instance, if we want to export this, it should come, or it should be exported this way. Okay, so we've added a camera, and the white in here makes it active. So immediately we turn it off, it means we are out of the camera. You can see the camera here. All right, so what we are going to do is to rotate the R and the C, and to do that, it's very difficult here. Let's be vigilant. So let's group the awareness, that's Alt and G, and give it a name. And now with the back and the front, we are going to group each letter. Okay, so we will have B grouped, R grouped separately, E in that order. And if we check the back, middle and front, we have B in all of them. So we are going to grab the B's and group them nicely. Okay, so we'll go into the back and front like this, and I'll come to the back. I'll pick the B, and this is for the cancer. So I'll come forward here move to the middle, take out the cursor, hold on Control, select the B, come down here, and lastly select the B for this. And I'll hold on Alt and G to group them. So if I group it, it will come to the top, and I'll name it B. That's that. And we are left with the R in that order. So I'll grab R in the middle, and R in the front. So Alt and G, and I'll name it to be R. E, I'll do same, Alt and G, that'll be E. I'll do same here, that'll be A. S, 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 Alt and G, that'll be S. T, 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 Alt and G, that'll be T. And now we have only the B here. If we take it out, we can see we have only R here, like that, so that we can rotate them individually. And we are going to do the same with the cursor. So this will be the back. Yes, this will be the breast. So we will rename it to breast. Then you copy it, like Control X, you cut it and paste it here at the top. So we have, you go in again, we have the cursor in the back, in the middle, and in the front. So we are going to separate the C's in the back, middle, and front, like how we did for the breast. So you move in the back, middle, front like this. If you go in there, we have the back cursor, we have the middle, and we have the last one. So I'll grab the first C, second C, and the last C, Alt and G, and that will be C. A, 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 Alt and G, and that will be A, like that. That will be C, E, 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 Alt and G, and that will be C, E, and we have the last one, R, 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 Alt and G, and that will be R. So I'll take everything here and test using this small icon. So we have the cursor here. I'll change it to cursor, Control X, and paste it, and it will be at the top. So I can just discard everything, front, middle, and back. I don't have anything there, so I just discard it. Sorry. That's all. Yes. What we are going to do now is to rotate the letters, since we have everything separate in here. So we would look on this and try and do same. So the B is straight, the R is rotated, A is rotated, like that. So let's start with the B and the R. So move into the B and the R, take it sideways like this. I don't want the camera to be, the lens to be on the art, so I'll just take it off. It's not off, but I'm taking the eye out. Okay, so we have the B will come to the left side. We have the R will be rotated, so I'll select the rotate and try 70 here and see. 70 is fine. So if we check the view, this is how it's going to be like in the camera. It's like we are setting the camera, okay? So this is how it's going to be like. And I think we are getting there. So we'll move from the camera and we will continue. Select the move. Bring it behind the R like this. The A will be rotated, so we use the blue to rotate it like this to, let's try 90. Yes, then the move to, we bring it up. And that will be in front. So you can use this anchor, move, and the rotation to do same and get the same effect. Okay, that's fine. Then we will try the S. See the S, bring it to the top, forward. The A, I want you to come down, but it should be in front of the E. So let me test the camera. This is how it's going to be like. Let me zoom in. And the S too will come down. I'm moving out of the camera. So I'll move out of the camera. Let me check again. Okay, so the S is behind the A and the T is in front of the S. So the S is behind the A. So I'll bring the A forward instead. And the T is in front of the S. Like this. So let me test the camera again and see. All right. I think this will be the difficult part of the tutorial. That's fine. So I'll grab A, S, and T and take them to the side. And let me see if I'm getting the same effect. Okay, let me zoom in. Let me add the cancer to it. Oh, I'm moving away from the E, and the S and the T, they are close. You can leave yours to be like straight and just add the materials. Okay, so I'll grab the C and do same like 70 for the rotation. Hit on R. We will do same to A to R. The N at the back, small. So let's try and set everything on the cube and see. So let me check the C. The B is to go up and sit on the C2. I think we are getting the same thing. The S is in front of the A and the E is in front of the S. I think so. I think this is why people don't want 3D. That's fine. Let's see if you are getting the same effect. All right, let me zoom in. If you are able to do same, congrats. Can arrange them. Let me bring in the S, the T, I think this will be fine. Let me see if the C is sitting on it well. If we add global illumination, I want the shadows to reflect nicely on the shape like this. That's cool. When you are done with this, the rest is simple. That's you create colors, that's the material, you add it or apply, and that's all. So I think we are done. let's start creating our material. So you come here, you have the create, so you select new material or control N. Even if when you double click in the free space, a new material will be added. So with a new material, you will double click in here and the material editor would open. So we are going to add a color and the hue will be 339. I think let's maintain that. And the saturation would be, let's try 62 or 63 there and see. And the value, that's the brightness, will be 66. That'll be fine. This will be fine. And with the reflectance, we are going to add two reflectance. Okay, so the first one would be, we'll change it to Beckman, and the type, it defines how microscopically the texture is. Okay, so we would add a bump, come to the bump here. So in the bump here, you would reduce the roughness to somewhere 40, and the bump will be 1. The bump strength will be 1. So you add a mode, custom bump map, and I think with a texture, you add a noise. Yes. So with a noise, we'll go into the sample here. If yours is basic, make sure it's shader. Then we'll change the noise type to mode noise and reduce the C to 700. That's fine. With a low clip of 1 and what again, global scale of 0.5 and C, maybe 0.1. That's cool. Okay, so to explain what I'm doing here, the mode noise, it's a procedural noise texture you can use for the bump. Okay, and the mode noise creates something like a random patterns to give the surface realistic imperfections. For example, the rough metal, stone, or maybe skin textures. And I changed the global scale to 0.1 because the global scale controls the overall size of the noise pattern. So the smaller the scale, the more fine the detail is, and the larger the scale, the more broader the bumps are. Okay, and with the low clip as in 1, it was 100 and I changed it to 1 because it's a setting that controls how Cinema 4D interprets the darkest part or the black areas of the noise texture or bump map. So reducing it to 1 will give it a nice view, and I think that's cool. And with a seed, the seed is more of, it randomizes the noise pattern. So we are done with this. Let's come back to the reflectance, and we are going to expand the layer color, and change the color to maybe 333 and see, with saturation of 56. or 7. That's cool. And the value will be 100. That's fine. So we are going to change the layer Fresnel. The pronunciation is Fresnel. So we will change it to conductor. And if I can explain better with the Fresnel, it's very important in cinema. Let me find possible means to explain it. So imagine you are standing beside a swimming pool on a sunny day. So when you look straight down into the water at a 90-degree angle, you can see through the water clearly. You'll notice the tiles in the water, your feet, or maybe the small waves. The reflection is weak because you are looking directly downwards. Now, when you look across the water from the side, that's at a shallow angle, the water suddenly looks shiny and reflective like a mirror. You can now see the sky or buildings reflected on the surface instead of what's under the water. So that changes from transparent to mirror-like. Okay, changes from transparent to mirror-like reflection depending on your viewing angle. That's exactly what the Fresnel stimulates in 3D material. So we will change the Fresnel to conductor as I've done it here. And that will be that for this. Then we are going to add a new layer in the reflectance. So add a new layer, and that will be reflection legacy. And the layer Fresnel would be dielectric, and we are going to change the preset to glass. So we are done with the first one. That's the main color. That's the back. This will be at the back. So we will create a new material. So we double click and then new material will open. Double click in the new material. We will give it a color of 324 and saturation to be 16 with a value of 100 so that it will be light. The brightness is okay. So let's come to the reflectance for this. Then we will change the type to reflection legacy. Reflection strength will be 100, and you reduce the brightness to 70 and the texture to Fresnel with a mix strength of 70, and that's it for the second material. So lastly, we are going to add a white color again. So we'll double click and move into the new one, and with that one we will change the color to white, complete white. It's on OK, and the reflectance will be reflection legacy, and that's fine with this one. So we have the light one, that will be the front, and the last one be the middle. So to apply the colors, that's really simple. You add the main color to the back, and the middle to the middle as well. We have 3 layers, so this will be the front instead. So place it on front. And the middle, that's the middle. That's cool. And the shape will be this one for A front, and the light will be for one front, like that. It has been added. That is that for this one. I think this will be fine. The B is supposed to come down. The R2. Like that. So we are going to add 3 things. That's the background, the floor, and the sky. So you come in here, you hold, add the floor, add the sky, and add the background. So with the sky, we would add the HDRI image, and the floor and the background will be a material. So we'll grab a new material, double click on free space. That will be background. Fine. So I'll double click in here, take out the reflectance, a texture, and I want a gradient. So I'll go in there, straight to white. You can use the same hue, saturation, and value. Hit on OK. You bring the white to the middle. To duplicate this, you hold on Ctrl and duplicate it to the last end. And I'll change the type to vein, 2D vein. And I'll apply it on the background. And I'll apply it on the floor. So with the floor, I'll give it a composition. So I'll select the floor, right click, cinema tags, composition. Seen by camera, no. That's when we render, we don't want to see it. So you turn off the camera and composition background will be checked. That's fine with this. And with the floor, we are done with the floor. The background too, we'll leave it like that. So you add a sky, and to add a sky, you add a new material, name it sky. Go into the material, turn off the color and reflectance, add the luminance, change the texture to HDRI. You choose one. It's loading. Downloading. So I'll pick the sky and add it to the sky. And it is taking effect on the artwork. And I don't want to see this by camera, so I'll add another composition, cinema tags, composition. I don't want to see by camera, composition background, that it will blend nicely. And you check the composition background for HDR maps. Okay, now let's render and see. Control R. And this is what we have. So lastly, we are going to add lights to this. So we will come to our area here, the lights, and add area lights. So the light has been added. We take it back like this, bring it somewhere here. Then you duplicate the light. So the first one will be the front light, and the second one will be the top light. So you grab the top light, then you rotate it. So you hit on rotate and you change the P to 90 to move it to the right like that. So I'll bring it up. And zoom in and see. Let me try and run and see how it's going to be like. So with this, what we are going to do is pick the top light and change the shadow to soft, and pick the front light and change the shadow to soft. And with the top light, you add some blend of pink. So you add some touch of pink to it and reduce the strength to somewhere 70. Yes. And the main light, that's the front one, we will reduce it to somewhere 90. And I think we are cool with this. Now, the last thing we'll be doing is the render settings. Okay, so with the render settings, you come here and you move to your save. Then you add your alpha channel. So if you put on the checks, it means that you are exporting it in PNG format. You don't want the background to show. Okay, so you come to your global illumination. If you want to add it, come to the effect and you see global illumination, then you add it nicely. Then you add ambient occlusion, nicely like that. So with the global illumination, you change the preset to exterior. Okay, exterior HDR image. Then with the ambient too, you make sure the maximum ray length is 200 with the accuracy of 100 and maximum samples of 256. Okay, so when you are done with that, come to your options. Everything is cool here. So let's move to our save again and change the format to PNG. Okay, PNG, nicely like this. And the file, so you select here and you choose a file name where you want it to be, then you save it in there. So when you are done, I think we are left with one thing, the anti-aliasing. So the anti-aliasing, you change it to best. Then we are done with the render settings. So you hit on the middle one, that's to start rendering, and you can see when I zoom out here, you can see it has start rendering. This will take me like 12 minutes or 30 minutes to finish the render. Okay, all right, so when we are done rendering in our Cinema 4D, we move straight into our Photoshop and create a new file. We will give it a name. Breast cancer awareness. Then you save the file. So file, save as a copy, then you save it nicely like that. So you grab our shape tool, draw a rectangle. Let me bring in my swatches. Then you grab this color. To get the same color, you can use the color code here. That's fine. The next thing we will do is to bring in our materials. So I'll bring them at once. I don't want it to be scattered, so I'll group them and I'll name it exported files. Exported files, and I'll take it off. So I'll bring them one by one. So we have the pattern. We'll change the blending mode to soft light. Reduce the opacity to 80. Then we will add a new layer. Hit on B on our keyboard, that's brush. We'll give it a backlight, so I'll hit on X to change the foreground and background color. You can see if you hit on X on your keyboard. So my foreground color, I want it to be white like this, and that's cool. I'm done with the backlight. Let me name it backlight. I'll add a noise, adding a new layer, edit, fill, 50% gray, filter. Make sure your monochromatic is checked and the amount is 12. Hit on OK. Then you change it to soft light again. So this will be our noise texture. That's fine. We bring it on top of the backlight. So when we are done, I want us to add some shadows at the top and down. So I hit on B on my keyboard. I've added a new layer. So I'll change the foreground to black. Okay, change it to black. I'll come down here too and do same. And I'll make sure the blending mode is multiply, which will give it a darken view. and I'll blur it to Gaussian blur somewhere 170, and I'll reduce the opacity. So this is the before and this after. So I'll name it shadows. Now bring it on top of the noise. So when I'm done, let me go into my files here and see. Okay, I can bring in the cancer symbol here, and let me check the flyer again. So I have 2 at the left and 1 at the right. So I'll duplicate it. So this will be Gaussian blur. That's too much. I think this will be fine. So I'll do same to the second one. So to do that, I'll hold on Alt and copy the Gaussian blur on this, and do same to the last one. Copy on that. So let me bring them here on top of the shadow, and I'm going to rename everything to be background. So that'll be our background. I'll lock it, and now I'll bring in the raw file, center align, duplicate, Ctrl G on my keyboard, show transform. Then I'll flip it vertically like this, reduce the opacity because I want it to be like a mirror. Add a layer mask, hit on G on your keyboard, add some gradients from the bottom, and I think we should give it a light Gaussian blur. Okay, that's too much, so that it looks more realistic. So I'll reduce it. That's fine. That's cool. So I'll copy all and group them and name it main text. Center align it nicely. I'll bring in the logo. I think we should add some rulers so that we will get good dimensions. So come to the view, guide. Let's try 100 at the top, 100 equally like this. So when we zoom in and center align nicely like that. So let's bring in a text. Okay, this text. So I'll move into the file. The theme is there. So I'll copy, Ctrl C, grab my T, that's text box, pick a color from here so you can get the same color code. Draw my text box, paste it inside. And now what we are going to do is, in the text box, we are going to reduce the size. This will be fine. I'll add some shade to it so that it will pop. That's cool. We are almost done with the artwork. So it's left with the hashtags. You go in there again and copy all the hashtags. Duplicate and paste in the hashtag. Like this. So we change it to light pink. Like that. Build the size. Center it nicely. Center this one too nicely. So we have highlights in there. Change it to semi-bold. That's fine. Then you add a contact. So let's check. Book your agenda flyers now with the numbers. So we will grab our sheet 2 here. See on our keyboard, book your agenda flyers now on. We change the color to be supposed to be white, but I don't think we'll see it. So let's maintain the same color. Then we draw a rectangle, add some touch of border radius, double click on the side view, go into the gradient overlay and change the color to be this and light. So you will copy that and bring in the numbers to be white. Change it to Nexa. So that will be the number for this. Let me try the boot. I think that will be fine. And we are done with the flyer. Really simple. We are not going to add the logos. If you find the tutorial interesting, comment, like, ask questions in the comment section, and I'm going to reply to that. Thank you and have a nice day.